This function has a new keyword, return. It doesn't print anything itself, yet we capture its result in a variable and print that. Predict what shows up, 10. The function handed a value back out. We caught it in result and printed it. That's return, and it's the difference between a function that just does something and one that gives you an answer you can use. Send a value back out of a function so you can use its result. Print shows a value on screen. Return gives it back to your code. Here's the whole idea. Return n times 2 computes the answer and sends it back to wherever the function was called. So double of 5 becomes the value 10 right there in the call. Return computes this and hands it back out of the function. So the call double of 5 turns into the value 10 and we store it in result. Now result is a real number we can print, add, or pass anywhere. We call double with 5. Inside, it computes 5 times 2, and return sends 10 straight back to the call. The whole double of 5 expression becomes 10. That returned value is the function's answer. This is the single most confused thing about functions. So let's nail it. This function looks similar, but it uses print, not return. Watch what happens when we try to capture its result in X. It prints the value that shows on screen, but hands nothing back. So when we try to store its result, and what does X actually contain? Let's see. There it is. 10 prints. That's the print inside. But X holds none. Print shows a value to a human. It does not give it back to your code. A function with no return hands back none. Use print to display. Use return to pass a value onward. Real quick, if this is clicking for you, tap that like button. It genuinely helps other beginners find the series. And hit subscribe, so the next episode lands right in your feed. Burn this in. Print is a message to the person watching. It puts text on screen and nothing more. Return is a message to the rest of your program. It hands back a value you can store, do math with, or feed into another function. Different jobs entirely, because return gives back a real value. You can use it mid-expression. Since a call with return becomes its value, you can drop it right into a bigger expression. Here we add the results of 2 calls together. Add hands back the sum. So this reads as 5 plus 30. Each call just becomes its returned number, and we add them, 35. Each call collapsed into its returned value, 5 and 30, and Python added them like ordinary numbers. That's the power of return. A function becomes a value you can use anywhere a value fits. One more crucial fact: the moment return runs, the function is over. Return doesn't just hand back a value. It immediately exits the function. So here, if n is negative, we return negative, and the function stops right there. The line below never runs for a negative number. If n is negative, we return here, and the function ends instantly. This line only runs when the number wasn't negative. Return already left otherwise, negative for -8, 0, or positive for 5. Each call hit exactly one return and stopped there. So return does 2 jobs at once. It hands back a value, and it ends the function on the spot. Before you go, the entire Python 0 to Pro playlist is linked in the description. Every episode in order, start to finish. Go bookmark it and binge the rest. So, return is how a function gives an answer back to your program, as opposed to print, which only shows something on screen. A function with no return quietly hands back none. And return exits the function the instant it runs. Master this, and functions stop being one-way commands and become real, reusable tools that compute and answer. Write a function called square that returns a number times itself. no print inside. Then store square of 6 in a variable and print that variable. Confirm you get 36. Go build it. Next up, giving parameters a fallback value, so some arguments become optional.